Hi all, welcome to my channel. I'm Hoywolf, and I'll be playing Darkest Dungeon today. This game came out last week, and I've been playing it since. It's been really awesome as far as roguelike games go. One cool thing about this game that makes it stand out against the rest is that it has a very Lovecraft feel to it, and that means that your characters have kind of a stress bar or an insanity bar basically, and when it fills up, sometimes they go insane and bad stuff happens to your party. So let's get right to it. So I'm going to start a new campaign, and I'm going to make a new account, and then this is the one I'll be playing for the rest of the series. I'm going to skip the intro and get right to it. So this is basically a kind of like a party building roguelike game. You go down dungeons with 4 people, and then hopefully none of them die along the way, and you kind of have to manage their stress, and you have to take them home and rest them to make sure that they don't freak out the next time you bring them. And so you're going to be swapping around your party members a lot. So this is the tutorial level, which only starts you off with 2 people. So let's get to it.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
So it's pretty straightforward. You click on a room, and then you enter kind of the hallway that connects the 2 rooms, and then you simply press A and D to move from one room to the next.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that
Alright, so
all may
it's
hear
combat.
of your arrival.
So you basically can click a skill and then click on the enemy you want to attack. It's really cool because they give you all this information of your hit chance, your crit chance, and the damage you're going to deal. So one interesting thing about this game is depending on the position of a character, they can use a certain amount of skills, or this type of skill. So, for example, as long as this guy is not in the fort slot at the very back, he can use this move, and then he can hit the front 2 units. And like, for example, he can't use pistol shot because there's no enemies behind this guy. This move, Grape Shot Blast, is basically like an AoE skill, which is why the red has a little line through it. And he can only use it on the 2nd and 3rd position. If he was where the Crusader is, he wouldn't be able to use this ability. So let's go ahead and start with the open challenge.
Death waits for the slightest
that uppercut
lapse
clearly
in concentration.
Crusader to the back, which is a bad thing. But for now, at least the Crusader's loadout, he can use all the skills at the moment. So let's go ahead and smite this guy. Nice dodge.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Alright. So one cool thing to note is when you get crit, your guys get stressed out more, and when you crit the enemies, you can reduce stress. Or sometimes when monsters just die, you just lose stress, which is that nice little halo that appeared on top of my head. And as you walk through the stage, you also gain a bit of stress. So you'll see it, this black halo pop up top of the head, and then you know, like that one right there, you'll know that they're kind of getting stressed out.
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
Alright, let's go into this room. This is the tutorial's last
An ambush.
boss.
Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Oh, I forgot to move the positions of my characters, so let's go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so I'm gonna try to stun this guy, even though there's only 50% chance of stun. Just need to buy some time to kill the ranged guy in the back. Because he keeps doing that blanket shot in that position. Let's try to stun you again. See what happens. Oh, I resisted this time. Alright, so I'm gonna use his ranged attack and try to snipe this guy to death.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Alright, so I'm just gonna wail on this guy till he dies, since it's the last boss anyways. Don't really care about the HP because once this battle ends, we go to town and then I'll be full life. So basically, the bleed is like an effect that you just take damage over time. When you see those resists pop on top of their heads, it's basically you're resisting the bleed effect. But unfortunately, both my guys got it, so now they're both bleeding. But that's okay.
A victory.
Nice crit.
Perhaps the turning point.
So like I was saying, when you return home...
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Your HP just goes to full, but your stress, however, remains whatever it was when you leave the dungeon. So it's always good to try to reduce it as much as you can. It's okay. I'm going home anyways. Yay, loot. Alright, so these masks are basically quirks, and they're kind of like abilities or attributes your characters get that kind of make them different from one another. Let's check out what this guy got. Early Riser. So he gets +2 speed while we're above 75 light, which is good because that basically determines your initiative or if you go first or not. Alright, he's sickly and he's a warrior of light. That's pretty good. 10% more damage when light's above. The other bad effect is not too bad.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Yeah, one thing I love about this game is basically the narration. It really puts you in the mood. So these are kind of like your goals for this game at the moment. It's currently in alpha, but it's pretty, I feel it's very complete already.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Alright, so this is the graveyard, and when your characters die, they go here. So you pretty much want to keep that empty for as long as possible.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Alright, so the stagecoach is kind of like your recruitment center. You don't have to pay to get new people, but you know, it's
what better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
You only get new people every time you go down a dungeon, which is basically like a week, I guess, of time passing. So let's see what quirks this guy has. Range crit. Well, a range crit, I guess, flaw. But then he has a +5 crit here, so I guess it's these two. Oh, no, this is accuracy, never mind. Well, that's pretty cool. Turns misses into hits. I don't even know what a miss is, because I've seen things dodge. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Alright, so she gets more stressed out if there's less light. And then she gets a bit faster if she has less health. And she doesn't like eldritch monsters. Well, that's pretty cool. Alright, so we can do a quick breakdown of these characters. Alright, let's upgrade this so that more heroes come. I'm just gonna do one at the moment. So basically the Crusader is kind of like your tank. He sits in the first slot, and then he can kind of buff himself or heal himself eventually once I can unlock these. He does okay damage. Your Highwayman is your kind of like your rogue, I guess, with a gun. He has pretty good range attacks and can deal high amount of damage. I mainly use him as an AoE guy because of Grip Shot. It just does a ridiculous amount of damage and hits through things. The Witch Doctor, or the Plague Doctor, is more of like I would call him like the long-range harasser. He's very good at harassing characters in the 3rd or the 4th slot for the enemies. With like this one, Plague Grenades. As long as he's in the back, he can attack the back. The Vestal is the healer of the group. So what does she have? She has this one, which is basically a single target heal. You can eventually unlock a party heal, but she generally is the you're kind of like your healer, so she's probably going to sit at the very back and just continually heal the party.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Alright, so this is the first mission that I can do. I can only do one. Eventually you can kind of pick between the different zones. And these are the rewards. It looks like I'm going to get an item, which characters can equip in the 2 empty slots right now in the equipment slot. So this one's specifically for the Plague Doctor, which is actually really good because he puts a lot of different blight effects. So this should increase the chance that it'll happen. So you simply select your characters here. Eventually they'll have more, and then you can select between different types. And the order matters, of course. So I'm going to put the Crusader at the front since he's like kind of a tank.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
Alright, so this is a really cool feature about this game, which basically allows you to kind of change the difficulty of the dungeon that you're doing, because you're able to bring these provisions into the dungeon. One thing to note is that after the dungeon's complete, you lose all of the provisions basically, so you don't want to bring too much because then you're wasting gold. But it's interesting because if you're having a harder time, you can bring more food and more torches depending on what you're trying to accomplish. The rest kind of remove debuffs or open chests and things like that. So for small dungeons, I normally bring 6 food, 8 torches, and 1 shovel, which I'll explain to you later what each of them do. Hopefully the effects trigger and then I can show you. So let's go ahead and start this dungeon.
The fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
Alright, so for this mission, I'm supposed to complete all the room battles. Basically, what I'm standing in right now is a room, and they're all connected by hallways, right? So I have to kind of explore all the rooms and hopefully kill all the monsters in them. So let's start by moving to this room. Should I touch this thing? Yeah, might as well. Yeah, loot. Sweet. Oh, trap. Sometimes you can see the traps if you scout ahead, which is like an ability you do when you're in rooms, but unfortunately I didn't see that one. Alright, so I guess I can explain the light mechanic, which is kind of like, I guess like a buff that you have to maintain. As long as you're over 75 light, you get this scouting bonus and this monster surprise bonus, which is kind of like ambushing them. But as soon as you get to lower, like right now I'm 70, you notice that now they get stressed out even more. You get different bonuses as it gets lower, but as it stands, my guys like the light, so I'm gonna light a torch and keep my light well above 75 constantly. Alright, so there's nothing in this room. Let's move into this one. Oh, that's bad. So I got ambushed. Alright, so there's lots of different types of enemies in this game, you know, which like there's the tanks, the damage dealers. This guy, what he does is he doesn't hit for very hard, but he adds a lot of stress to things that he hits. So they're very high priority targets. I believe they're called like stress inducers. The stress inducers have to die immediately. This is a bad positioning for this guy. So I'm probably gonna start by just moving him back so that he can do long range attacks. You at least can do something. So this one shuffles the target, which basically means moves him around and doesn't do any damage. Let's just start with Plague Grenade. Ah, miss. As for you, you can probably kill one of these.
Be gone, fiend!
Let's work on the guy in the back. Ah, miss. I call this guy the Kool-Aid guy.
Death
spilling his
waits
Kool-Aid on us.
for the slightest lapse in concentration.
That's pretty bad. So, as you can see, not only does he induce stress, if things crit, you have like basically like a huge demoralizing effects on your guys. So let's try to kill him.
Executed with impunity. Well struck.
They kind of negated that out. That's pretty good. I'm gonna just make her heal herself for now. Keep everyone healthy. I guess I'll move you since you couldn't do anything. Good dodge. Ow. One life left.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Should be okay. What's this? As long as my health is above 75, I get more dodge. And if my health is below... This is really good, actually. Let's put it on my tank. Because, you know... less likely he'll get hit. More things he can do. Ow, I got bleeded. Alright, so this is one use of the shovel. Eventually you'll run into these things that kind of block your path, but if you have a shovel...
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Normally if you don't have the shovel, you would take damage and gain a lot of stress, so it's always important to bring maybe 1 or 2 shovels to your dungeons. Alright, so there's nothing there. Let's keep moving. I really don't like the layout of this dungeon. It makes me backtrack a lot, which makes me lose light and makes me lose stress or gain stress. My room was empty, so let's move on. Sure, let's open this. Oh, he got stuck. Now he's claustrophobic, which means he's afraid of enclosed space. I'm not so sure what that does at the moment. Oh, perfect. Okay. So this is why you bring food. Eventually your guys need to eat, and it costs you, I think, 1 food per person. When you eat, it heals you, but if you don't eat, you guys just gain stress. But since I have enough food, I'm gonna go ahead and eat. You can also right-click food to feed your party member, but I don't feel that's a very effective way of using food. You're better off just healing with the Vestal. Stun. Don't get stunned. Alright. So this bleeds. And this one. Let's start this. Give it a dot. I'm going to use Grape Shot, which allows me to hit everything.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
This is why I like the Highwayman. Just specifically for that skill. It's my AoE spammer.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Alright, so this is what Scott I'm referring to. I'm not so sure what triggers it, but... it basically shows you what's in the hallways and in the rooms. So it looks like there's something here. Let's go here first. And then the north room is empty, so I'm not gonna go there anymore. What's up? There should be a trap on the floor now that I see it. So I can simply click it to disarm it. Hopefully disarm it, I mean. Alright, that was successful. Up.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Okay. So... probably kill the skeleton first. If you haven't noticed already, Smite has bonus damage against unholy types, which is kind of like undead stuff, so...
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
I'm gonna go ahead and just Grip Shot all these guys. Oh, yeah. She's getting a lot of stress. Yeah, let's go ahead and light him. And let's heal our sailor. Yeah, so there are other moves that can kind of push enemies back and move yourself forward, so I really don't like that one, since now he's kind of useless, I think, back there. Let's go ahead and try to kill him. Oh, miss. Okay, so he can still do something. He can still shoot his pistol. Nice shot. And then I'll do this AoE attack. Hopefully gets her. Miss. Damn Kool-Aid. This is this guy. Oh, I missed. Go ahead and shoot. Oh, I don't have a choice. Okay, nice. I mean, try to get my Crusader up. It's taking quite a lot of damage.
This expedition at least promises success.
Alright, so at any time after battles, you can kind of shuffle your characters back around, which is pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, the guy's bleeding away. Oh. Perfect. I have just enough food. Normally that doesn't happen twice in a small dungeon, but I guess sometimes it does. So I guess sometimes maybe bring 8 food is a bit better. Alright, there's gonna be a combat here. Hopefully I surprise that. Nope. Let's go ahead and do an AoE attack. Let's try to kill the guy in the back. I really need to heal my highwayman. Alright, so this is kind of the perfect time to explain what Death's Door is. So, when your characters get to 0 HP, they don't die. They get into this state called Death's Door, and any type of damage that they get afterwards has a chance of killing them. If it doesn't kill them, they either get, I think, a penalty or some other bad effect until they are removed from Death's Door. So a simple heal should get this guy out. Let's go ahead and heal him. That looks like he's back. This is a bit problematic because I know this guy's gonna do his AoE attack and might kill my highwayman. Let's go ahead and try to kill one of these guys off the bat. Like a fireman. Alright. So he survived again. Go ahead and get him off of Death's Door. So I'm not sure if he gets a debuff or not. I haven't kind of experimented with it enough. But all that matters is he didn't die. Yeah. I don't see anything too different. Oh. Just hit him already. Nice. Alright, so I'll choose this guy. The damage I'm taking. So I'm just kind of, you know what, get rid of the bleed. Kind of wasting time so I can spend time to heal the vessel, because you can't heal out of combat, so I'm gonna try doing it that way. Let's go ahead and kill this guy.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
I'm not in the best shape to go on, but you know I'm super close, so I'm gonna try finishing the last fight. We got a buff. What do you get? Plus 20 damage. See you. What do you get? Nice, I did a buff too. Alright.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Something to do with like a surprise attack, but it didn't happen. So let's start with some AoE damage. Get a good heal, Crusader, and could use the AoE attack. I should actually, because this should kill the Bone Soldier, and I get some damage on the Brawler. Alright, so this is looking good, this fight. Oh, back to death's door for you.
As life ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Did my vest? Oh yeah, I think I killed the Crusader. Okay. I have to somehow stop this range guy from killing my Hoywolf. Oh, looks like he can't attack me back anymore. Alright, good job. Death's door yet again. And you can kill the range guy. Yeah, keep shuffling my guys. It's kind of where he wants to be anyways. Oh,
powerful
nice
blow.
Oh, they like that. I liked it.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is
good.
a slow and insidious killer.
Alright, that's a pretty good run. I took a huge risk going in with like almost no HP, but yeah, so
Room by room,
that was the
hall by
tutorial.
hall,
And the
we
first dungeon.
reclaim what is ours.
Alright, so this is basically the gold you get. These things kind of convert to gold, and these are kind of like your upgrade items that you get. Alright, let's see what everyone gets. You're now obsessed with food, and when the light is low, you get faster. Okay, that's pretty good. You don't like Eldritch. I don't like them either. Faster when he's dying. Ugh, this is really bad. Basically means she's gonna act last every time it's the first round. So what's interesting about this game is eventually you'll have the ability to remove these, and that's probably the first thing I'm gonna be removing.
I was lord of this place before the crows and rats made it their domain.
Alright, so these are the places where you
The
can
cobwebs
reduce
have been
stress,
dusted,
basically.
the pews set straight. The abbey calls to the faithful.
So, well, she's definitely really stressed out, so probably send her to the bar.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
So I'm gonna start by upgrading the bar so that it's a bit cheaper.
With enough ale, maybe they can be inured against the horrors below.
Alright, so I basically can't use her until the next, after the dungeon I'm about to do. So you kind of have to rotate your guys around. Okay, so it's good as I have another,
A sister
Vestal.
of battle, pious and unrelenting.
Alright, and I get an occultist. Who's basically like another type of healer. So he gets more heal when he goes to the brothel. Okay, how about you? You're pretty good too, actually. I might go with you instead. Stress resistance and scouting chance to a certain zone.
To fight the abyss, one must know it.
Alright, so that's basically the intro and the first level of Darkest Dungeon. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'll try to be doing more. This is kind of like me starting all over again, and one of my first videos in a really long time. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll be improving this process and trying my best to keep going and hopefully learn more stuff. Anyways, thanks. See you guys all soon.